home to a creature you've probably all heard of, maybe at least most of you. It's called the creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah. He lived there from 1954 to 1956, and then they stopped making the movies since. All three of those original monster films had scenes filmed in this river. That cave was its home. And any of you guys been to the Discovery Center yet? If you've not, be sure to head over there and check out the costume. We still have it today. Given to us by the stuntman. His name was Rico Browning. You might also know him as a stuntman for many James Bond movies. You might also know him as the creator of a television show called Flipper. Yeah, remember Flipper? I personally do not. It was a little before my time. And that was filmed in Miami though, not here, so go to Miami for the Flipper tour. In the meantime, things are getting shallower. Welcome to the flats, everybody. Some of this is as little as 3 feet deep. And that's why, as you can see here, this wooden barge came in here and never came out again. Back when they started using this for shipping in the 1930s. But I'm sure accidents like this help put that to an end. Don't worry though, that won't happen to us. This boat's been running fine since 1965. So what's another day of service, right? And it's about to get deeper again. Not only was there a small vent back there, but there's a slightly bigger pair of vents over here, which we call the snowstorm. About 28 feet deep. And I think the name's pretty self-explanatory. Unlike those other two, you can really make out the vents here and let the water go, blowing up all that white Florida snow. That's the closest thing you get to Florida, snow in this part. Reminds me of life before I lived here. I don't miss it. But despite the name, can anyone tell me what that white stuff actually is? Limestone is correct. And if anybody said shells, you are also correct. Because limestone is made of shells. You see, 100 million years ago, Florida was below sea level. And all those sea creatures that lived here eventually got broken down and stored in limestone, which makes up our bedrock. And that's why you see little broken bits of shell flurrying out of our springs. Most of the white rocks you see in the river are limestone seashells. And you'll see them blowing out of springs like this in more places than just here. So, keep your eyes out. Make sure you take in all the beauty. Appreciate them while you're here. Just don't take it for granted. I got that joke out of the hat. You will see more limestones here in the flats as well. It's fairly unvegetated here. But if you want something a little more lively, take a look at the base of those 3 trees on that island, and you should see a large gray tire with a face and legs. See that? That is a decent-sized black American alligator right there. Judging by the size of its back and face, I'd say that's at least an 8-footer. I mean, half of its length is its tail, so yeah, looking right at us with those hungry reptilian eyes. Don't worry, it's the daytime, so he's probably sleeping, or at least resting. They're pretty docile during the day when they need to be catching the sun. They're cold-blooded reptiles, so they spend most of their days sunbathing, enjoying the water, warming up their cold blood. Basically all the same things snowbirds do here. I mean, just look how close we can get. Anybody want to get any closer? No. Yeah? Okay, here's what you do. You exit off the back, swim on over, because at that point I'm not responsible for you. And then you just go up and shake its flipper. I'm sure he'll oblige. I have seen kayakers get closer than this. Some of them are lucky to have their fingers still, I think. They do nip, these guys. And alligators have the second strongest jaws in this country. Number one being the grizzly bear. If you get them really angry, they might even chase you, which adults like these can do at speeds of sometimes 20 miles per hour in water and on land. So cool to see, fairly docile, but don't want to get too close. Yeah, we better let him catch some sleep before he goes hunting. And we got a lot more to see, so see you later, alligator. Well, let's not take our attention off the island, because if you look up at the branches and the treetops, you should see another life form.
I gotta go.
Yeah, see all those nests? You're looking at our two most common birds right now, the anhinga and the cormorant. The anhinga would be the skinny silver ones with the long skinny necks. We do have a few white ones up there in the nest as well. Those are the babies. Still need to learn how to fly. They'll get there sooner or later. Yeah, it is towards the end of nesting season now. Back in March, April, there were almost 40 different nests built on that island. And let me tell you, with that many birds, something incredible happened. All the leaves turned white. And this little grayish-bluish duck that's swimming there, that is actually a common moorhen. It's not actually a duck, but I don't know. It's called chickens of the river, I guess. Because chicken of the sea is taken.
That's a video.
Oh, I got another cormorant sitting at the top of this sapling on the right. And that is a male cormorant, by the way. Has those dark black feathers and the bright orange beaks. If you see female cormorants like this one coming up on the right, they're usually browner, brighter, with less bright beaks, shall we say. Same thing with the anhingas. The ones with tan necks are the females, the ones with black necks are the males. General rule about birds, the darker and prettier they are, the more likely they are to be dudes. Just remember that. And what attracts birds like the cormorants and anhingas to areas like this is the fact that, despite being birds, their primary diet is fish. When they go hunting, they'll dive deep into the water and start poking around the grass, looking for the nests of the baby fish that they eat. So the seal grass is home to more than just algae, which is all that hair we get to see growing on it. Also hidden among this algae is something else down here in this particular area. Something else large and gray. No, it is not an alligator. It's also not a spring vent. It's this hollowed out log. That long log, see that? That is a Native American canoe. A relic of the Timucua Native Americans, the Timucua tribe. At least that's what we believe. One, because of the design, and two, because of the material. This is a 25-foot ceremonial canoe, probably, made out of cypress wood. What makes cypress wood unique is that it produces an oil called cypressine, and that oil can preserve